Here we go. So nice on a scale model how the tail wheel comes up first. That is full rudder and about half throttle. Rolling out, power. There. Nice. One, two, three, four maybe. Fourth landing was the best one, I think. Dom here from Essential RC with, again, the Top RC S-Cub 1500. So my friend Adrian, an instructor here, an RC flight instructor, flew it for the first video, really enjoyed it, demonstrated that for a, someone new coming into the hobby, for a medium-sized high wing model, it would be absolutely perfect, even with the big bouncy wheels, the fact it has a reversible ESC, so you can actually go in reverse as well, and it has big flaps as well, which are really, really effective. And he did rightly say that you'd have to mix in a bit of down elevator with those, and I have not had to do that very often. I have to say, they are that powerful, so you'd have to use them in the right conditions. What this also has is a tow hook. And I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that little metal pin goes up and down, and that's a release should you need to use it for a glider. Now normally gliders have their own release in the nose, but should the unexpected happen, then you can release the line as the towing RC airplane as well. That's quite important should disaster happen, and we're going to do a third or fourth video where we show that in action. Just need to get hold of a glider from somewhere to do that. So I think I'll show the assembly process again. I think it's well worth doing because this is really impressive in terms of the low number of components you have and how easy it is to put together. So let's go through that again now. So the box reveals that there are three colours available: red, yellow and blue. I have the red, and I have the plug and play version, the PNP version that is ticked here. That means all I need to do is install my receiver, my flight battery, which needs to be a 4S 2200 to 3300, and I need to have my own radio transmitter. Remove the lid from the box and you'll see that all the components are bubble wrapped and held in this really thick protective foam, so there's absolutely zero chance of it being damaged while it's being shipped to your door. So these are all the components after I have unbagged them and removed them from the box, and there aren't too many. A lot of the hard work has been done for you, and there's no glue required to put this together. It is going to be very quick to assemble. So a close-up look of the fuselage and one of the wings, and you can see that it's made from this dense EPO foam, which makes it very, very durable and easy to repair, actually, if we should do some serious damage to it. Remove the battery cover from the front of the fuselage, which is secured with a magnet, and you will see that the motor, speed controller, propeller and spinner are already installed, nothing to do there. And you'll also see the leads for some of the servos that will plug into your receiver, and the battery connector, an XT60 connector that will plug into your flight battery. The servos for the ailerons and the flaps are already installed in the wings, and those servos are already connected up to their respective control surfaces using ball links, which is a real big plus because ball links make for zero slop in the linkage and consequently for really accurate flying. So a quick look at the remaining components. So we've got the horizontal stabilizer and its elevator, which is going to slide into the back of the fuselage. And we've got the rudder, which is going to click into the back of the fuselage at the vertical stabilizer in 3 places. And then we've got these seriously big air inflated wheels, which are going to absorb a lot of the rough takeoffs and landings that we might have. And there is actually an air valve provided as well, should you need to pump them up. what I really do like, and what a lot of these airplanes do not have, are separately bagged screws and bolts. And this makes it so much easier because this relates directly to the instructions. You don't have to think about what size screw or bolt to use. It's already marked up on the little packet. That's parts review done, so let's put this together quickly. So we take the carbon wing joiner tube, slide that through the fuselage, and then slide the left wing onto that tube and insert the 2 servo leads for the flaps and the ailerons through into the fuselage. Use 2 of the M3 10mm bolts to secure each wing in place underneath. Align each wing strut into its corresponding fuselage mount, and then use the 3x10 wing strut screws to hold them in place. Attach the landing gear next, so you'll see underneath the fuselage at the front where this is going to attach, hold it in place, and use the M3x18mm bolts, 3 of those, and screw those in to hold the aluminium landing gear in place. The horizontal stabilizer and its elevator slides into the back of the fuselage and is going to be held in place with the 1 remaining M3x10mm bolt. And you drop that into the hole in the bottom back of the fuselage and tighten it up, but just be sure not to over tighten it. Pick up the longer of the 2 push rods and use that to connect up the elevator servo arm and the horn on the elevator. You may need to adjust the length of the push rod by screwing the ball link in or out on that push rod, while you're ensuring that the servo arm is in the neutral position as shown here, and while you're holding the elevator in the neutral position. Now we're going to attach the rudder. This is very easy to do. It just clicks in place, but we do need to make sure that the steerable tail wheel wire slots into the mount in the bottom of the rudder. This is the rudder in place, but this is what the wire should look like from the steerable tail wheel going into that fitting in the bottom of the rudder. Then connect up the rudder servo arm to the horn on the rudder using the shorter of the 2 push rods. Make sure that you have the rudder servo arm in the neutral position and hold the rudder in the neutral position while you attach the push rod, and if you need to adjust the length, then screw in or screw out the ball link connector on that push rod appropriately. Then all that is left to do is for you to install your receiver. To reduce the number of channels that you have to use on your receiver, you might want to use the Y leads that are provided in the kit for flaps and ailerons. Otherwise, it's done. A good looking S-Cub. Let's get back to the flying field and see how this thing flies. So with that done, let's get this in the air, and this time I'm going to show how this could turn you from a newbie pilot, a noob, into an ace, you know, flying some aerobatics. Here we go. All right, so here we go, reversing out of the hangar. And then forwards. I like that feature. So I am using really high rates now, so I can really throw it around. Here we go. There's quite a bit of wind. I think we got about 15 miles an hour of wind, so I'm not going to use flaps, probably won't at all. So nice on a scale model how the tail wheel comes up first and then you're off the mains, off the ground. All right, so I'm just checking that it's trimmed out. That seems fine. All right, so what we're going to do first. Nice roll. Nice and axial. Edge. Really powerful rudder. We'll do that the other way as well. Upwind and downwind, so this is into wind this time. That is full rudder and about half throttle. Rolling out. And a reversal. And a loop in the middle. Off the power at the top. How about a bit of inverted flight? Half power, a little bit of down, but not a lot. Into wind. Look how slow that is. Stall turn. Easy. Into a touch and go. Slowing it up in the wind. Bounce off the ground. That's why we love those big inflated tyres. You get the adapter so you can easily top those up with air if you need to. Hang time. All right, a bit of flap then. You know what I did there? I made a mistake, and I'm a human. I went for the rate switch and not the flap switch. So that was half flap. Let's take that out. Then I'm going to come round and use full flap. You'll see how it pops up the nose when I put them in. See that? Balancing it on the power. Using the ailerons to keep it level, but it crawls along. And taking the flaps out. All right, so let's show how tight I can fly this. Even though the wind and on the high rates, I can fly this within the field. Using a bit of rudder as well. Make it a figure 8, again using the rudder. Whoa! To explore the limits, you sometimes have to go a bit beyond. Right, 4-point roll coming up. Like that, like that, like that. Not bad. Reversal. 8-point roll, let's try that. Bit more throttle needed, I think, to do this. Bit closer. Power. There. Nice. God, even though it's a high winger, on a windy day, pretty accurate. All right, let's land. Don't need the flaps, strong wind. Let's see how slow we can land this. One, two, three, four maybe. Fourth landing was the best one, I think. All right. So there you go, that's the top RC S Cub 1500, the ideal size for learning how to fly RC and to progress. And that's what I love about this hobby. It's about progressing your skill. It's not a hobby where you can just try something, you're good at it straight away and you're going to get bored. This is about, even this aeroplane is about studying and progressing to intermediate aerobatics like I've demonstrated there. The link for this is in the video description and the pinned comment. It's available from Formax here in the UK. Otherwise, you could look for other distributors on J Perkins, who sent this to me for this review. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.